on a Sunday matinee, I guess you want to say, at 4 o'clock for me, and episode 14 of the Sports Ramble Podcast. Big episode here because there is a lot of craziness going on in and around the NFL. The big one with the Titans stunning the Texans 32-27. And the only game that did not give anybody a absolute heart attack was probably the Giants absolutely getting their butts kicked.
30-7.
Yeah. Tommy DeVito is not the answer, as many people thought he would be, but that's okay. We kind of knew that already.
And then the Dolphins and the Patriots,
Yep.
34-15.
The only, the only three games that are currently going on are the Cardinals Seahawks. They're at 0 apiece. 49ers Packers and 49ers losing 10-0 to Brett Favre, I should say, because he plays just like him. And the Broncos and Raiders. Raiders 7-3, though it is early in the game. Broncos looking to have another dominant win after last week's, I should say. Bo Nix, who has turned himself into a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, Bo Nix is solid this year. Just Denver got a good solid defense, so like they're not gonna it's just like shine away from like their defense because they're always gonna have a really good defense. It's just the offense is like been lacking, but this year like the offense is kind of good. It's gonna be like
Mhm.
because what sucks during a really tough division. They got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chargers,
Yep.
really two tough teams.
And
So
speaking of the Chargers, they will be playing on Monday Night Football. Also, it'll be the
Baltimore,
brothers coming together, John and Jim Harbaugh, or John and Jim Harbaugh.
that was gonna be a good
Uh,
game.
yeah, John Harbaugh, who has a Super Bowl over his brother, who actually met his brother in the Super Bowl. Ravens only Super Bowl in the 2010s, I believe. I'm correct about that.
Yeah,
But they will be going back once again. The Chargers having a bit of a good season. The Ravens kind of faltering at times, having good games, then having a bad game. Don't know what Ravens team we're going to see on Monday. My guess will probably see a good Ravens team. And then the
oh,
big game that was supposed to be tonight is the Eagles, 8-2 Eagles versus the 5-5 Rams. Eagles are favored by 3. That should be a pretty much an easy Eagles win, but we all know Nick Sirianni is a hack, so we don't know what we'll see out of him. But speaking of the Chiefs, they pull off I won't even say a underdog victory because it wasn't because they barely beat out the 3-8
three and
Carolina
seven
Panthers.
Carolina team, but they shouldn't like manhandled. But hey, like Patrick Mahomes said, hey, he likes to get a good rating, so he keeps it close to the end, make
Yep.
good TV. So
And Bryce Young having a good game.
oh yeah, Bryce, yeah, he showed out. That's I knew it was gonna take some time for him, but I'm really glad that he's like actually like popping out now. Because
Yeah.
I think this should be the norm for like NFL quarterbacks, like rookie quarterbacks. Like I don't want them to like be thrown into the fire immediately because if
Mhm.
they get thrown into the fire, then they like sometimes they might burn or sometimes they might swim in the fire. So
Yeah, I got you.
it just depends like because look at CJ Stroud.
Yeah. There's a reason they call it second
He
half
did good.
Stroud.
He did good like last year in his rookie year. Now like he's kind of taking a little
Yeah.
slump.
Sophomore slump. Yeah. But then speaking of comeback fails, I guess that fell flat. The Washington Commanders losing their fourth straight, dropping to 7-5 on the year. Cowboys go up to 4-7 with a big win. Now we're starting to see Cooper Rush be better than the $80 million man, in my opinion. I
What?
think
No, 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 okay, no, no, okay.
Cooper Rush, he did what listen, he
He did
wasn't
his job. Okay,
yeah,
he
he
did
wasn't
his job.
flashy by any means. He did what he needed to do. And Cavante Turpin, the 99-yard kick return. Good for him. Good to see him
Okay, that
showing.
spin move. I don't know if you saw the spin move that he did. It was like we.
Yeah.
He was like whoop.
The second that spin move came out, it's over.
It was over. He was like off to the races.
Yeah, and that was a big win. That's a win that might not keep Dallas in playoff contention, but you never know. It could propel them.
Okay, like I'm 50-50 on the win. I mean, I'm glad we got the win. I mean, of course, it's against a divisional rival, which is like,
Yeah.
hey, it's a division win. That's fine. But
Mhm.
at the same time, like our draft stock's going down. Well, like we really need a good draft pick because like I know good and well hell that we might win on Thursday against the Giants.
That's fair.
Because
That's
by now that's back to back wins. Now we're gonna be 5-7. Now everyone's gonna be like, well, what do we do? Like, do we keep on winning or we keep on losing? Because like we can't go like we can't keep on winning because I don't know. I think we play Cincinnati the following. Hold on, let me just double check real quick. Let me um because we
You
play
guys do play the Giants actually on
yeah, we played
Thanksgiving.
the Giants on oh yes, we do play Cincinnati the Monday night game after Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Oh, and then we play the Panthers.
Yep. So you have
That's
the
pretty much giving us
potential to
like
go 5, 6. You have after the Panthers, you could be 7-7, and you'll if the Commanders start know going downhill, losing 5, 6, 7 in a row, you guys could have a chance of making wild card in the division.
you know what's crazy? I can actually see that crap happening. And it was like what sucks is not our defense that's costing us games. It's the offense because the offense sucks. And like
Yeah.
our O line, I mean they're full of with a bunch of like young players and like Jonathan Guyton, who cost us a bunch of points today, got like illegal formation, holding. Like, bro, like, come on. This
Yeah.
is like week 12, about to be turn week 13. You can't be doing stuff like
Yeah.
this,
Yeah. Yeah. Clean
especially your
up.
first round draft pick.
Yeah. What's crazy is the NFC North is the only division in the NFL, the entire NFL, that has every team with a positive point differential.
In Chicago?
Yep, they have +4 now.
Huh. See, like that's the
So
thing.
they're
I know Chicago lost. Chicago got a good like future ahead of them.
yeah.
With Caleb.
Yes, and but what's weird is they have a positive point differential and they've lost 5 in a row.
Who they blow out? I'm trying to remember. I remember like they blew out some like one team. They had to be blowing out one team. That's the thing. Because they can't have like
My
enough.
guess is the Panthers. Was it the Panthers they blew out?
Let's check. Let's check. Let's check. It's all about checking. Let's go.
Oh yeah, they blew out the Jaguars in London and the Panthers 36-10 and 35-16.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, and all their games were like close. Like
Yeah, they've been relatively close.
like the commander. Oh my God, that commander lost, dude. And you know what's crazy? Like going back to the Cowboy game, whenever Terry McLaurin scored that potentially almost the game tying touchdown. Well, except for like the failed PAT. My
Yeah.
my sister said like, oh, like do y'all remember like the Chicago game whenever like Jay McDaniel threw that Hail Mary? I looked there, I was like, don't put that in the air. And guess what? Exactly the next play afterward, that play happened. I was like, this is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because like if
My entire
that whole game was just like something like this, like puking, like this.
Yeah,
It
it
wasn't bad
started
football. It was like
so
nasty,
slow.
like 80, 90 football. It was like just
Yeah.
straight like bad offense, bad special teams. Like the defense is scrappy, and that was probably one of like the best like defensive games for the Cowboys like in a very long time. And like I hate to even say this, but like I think our defense is finally clicking with Zimmer. It took us 12 weeks because like I think whenever it's like everyone's healthy now, like the defense is clicking and it's kind of saving our games now. It can because it
Yeah, I
didn't well
gotcha.
like I know it's against Washington. And Washington's are like is fraud. the frauds. So um,
Yeah.
this is good. It's like one of those things where it's like our defense is kind of like saving us. It's just up to the offense if they want to play good or not. So, but hey, both sides of the football came to play. Special teams, eh, almost cost us with the
Yep.
with the block field goal and the missed PAT by Aubrey, which is surprised me because I was like, it's gonna be one of those games. Whenever he missed it, I was like, oh well, we're gonna get blown out
Yep.
anyway. So I was like, and
That.
that's the crazy part. Like that's the crazy part. Washington didn't take didn't like take advantage of us like messing up. They were messing up themselves. So
Yeah, they didn't really play as good as they probably could have. And
and that didn't like that
speaking
to me didn't show like
of,
a playoff team, you know?
yeah, exactly. And I think speaking of on that, would do I think the Cowboys should make the wild card? No. Will they?
Mm,
Probably. Because the worst case scenario for you guys is if you make wild card, then you get a mid round draft pick, and half the good players in this draft are going to be gone.
yep.
And Jerry's probably going to draft another wide receiver.
Which actually we do need a wide receiver. I mean we actually do need more wide receivers. Actually good
Yeah, but not no. I mean, you do, but there's more pressing needs than wide
unless we
receivers.
trade up, which is I highly doubt that we're gonna do. We can't
You do need a running back.
Donald's good, but like we don't want to run him to the ground like we did Pollard
Eh, Yeah. Let's look at we got Zeke, Pollard, Donald. You're driving all everyone into the ground.
because we don't have a go O line now because like Martin's on his way out, and then now look at Smith. I mean like Smith didn't play, but like
Yep.
he's like we know like you don't want just don't get hurt, just like don't play. Kind of like
And Pollard's low key killing it with the Titans.
Paul. Well, yeah, he's good. Like that's what I'm like saying. Like I was surprised we didn't like offer him. He didn't sign back or we didn't offer him anything. But like, hey, like I'm glad like he's doing good in Tennessee. I know like the record doesn't show, but like he's been doing good this year. Um, but yeah, I'm rooting for him still. It sucks that like his career is not gonna end in the Cowboy. I mean, it might
Yeah.
if he wants to come back, but he's like doing his own thing in Tennessee, and guess what? He beat Houston, so Tennessee beat
Yep.
Houston, which is a big win.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of big, the Giants who released Daniel Jones are now stuck with Tommy DeVito. So clearly their option is that they want to tank for Jaden
Yeah.
Milroe, one of the top three quarterbacks when he
I
drafted.
don't know about Milrow no more. Just
Yeah, no, nobody does. Like, so that's how I felt about. That's how I watching that game. That's how I felt about Ewers after their loss to Georgia. I was like, there's no one's gonna want him after that loss. Now, same thing with Milroe. I'm like, after that loss to Oklahoma, why would I want to draft Milroe?
three
He looked
interceptions
he looked lost.
to an unranked Oklahoma team. I mean, hey, Boomer Sooner, chill out.
But listen, rankings to me don't make any sense. I
It's
understand it's
like
because
yeah, that's my thing too. It's like they still gotta play because that's the thing about the
yeah,
SEC. Like all the SEC teams have like two losses. I think most of them have
yeah.
like, losses. Like Texas, I think they got two losses, which is kind of like,
No,
hey,
Texas only has one.
oh, Texas got one.
I believe so.
Okay,
Yeah,
Georgia
Texas is now. Yeah, Texas is now 10-1.
10-1. Look at Georgia, Bama, who just got eliminated from playoff contention, which is big. So
Yeah. So right now with the loss, Alabama with the loss, they would most likely will drop to either like 11th or 12th, I believe, because Tennessee did win, UGA won, and but Texas right now still ahead in the in the SEC, winning four in a row. I think they're gonna stay at three. I don't see them moving up particularly, but that's just me.
yeah, I mean, like Texas. I mean, Oregon's like
Penn State. I think Penn State drops from 4 because they barely beat Minnesota. Indiana's dropping hard. We all know this is coming.
yeah.
Did you see that? Did you see that meme, that coach's meme that he had? The
Ooh.
Indiana State head coach.
I think yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
what's
it's
that
like
one?
I just win. He's like, I just win. Google it, and someone said, someone literally like on the jumbotron said Ohio State win. Google it. So that's why, dude. That's the number one rule. I'm sorry, but that's the number one rule in shit talking. You talk shit, you get hit. Like you need to back it up. If you
Yeah,
can't back it up, there's a you.
there's repercussions for your
Mm,
actions.
yes, sir. So Oregon number one, they stay at number one. I think they all teams stay. I think Oregon stays number one. I think Georgia and Texas all stay one, two, three. It's just a matter of who changes now. Because I know Indiana's falling from fifth because they lost. You definitely have to drop Penn State because they barely beat Minnesota. That's four. That's 4 and 5. Who's number six?
Notre Dame.
Ooh, okay. So then, Old Miss drops from ninth because they lost to Florida. Miami moves up. Well, okay, so does Miami move up a lot? No. I think Miami moves up to seventh because Miami beat Wake Forest, and Wake Forest isn't very good.
I mean, it's gonna be like it's pretty much. I mean, all the teams in the top, like in the playoff race, is gonna be good. So I mean, it's just gonna be up to how like the top teams finish against like the few games. So um, but the team like I'm really like disappointed in that like they should have like taken care of business is Georgia
Yeah,
because like coming off like you're expected to be like the top dog, but you lost like 2 games, which is like A. Now
yeah,
Oregon's coming in now. It's like, oh, like we're gonna be like the next like team to beat. We're undefeated. Ain't no one gonna touch us. But
yeah,
hey, like they still gotta play 60 minutes of football. So it's just pretty much like up to the players and up to the coaching staff to right like go and execute like the right plays down the stretch. So it's pretty much up to like them, not like the
yeah.
that make up the standings.
I think I don't particularly like Carson Beck
Yeah.
because he's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. He just has this. He gives me Ryan Leaf vibes the way he plays, or I guess Pat Mahomes vibes, where he's just cocky. He just thinks he's good, and it's like, great, you're good, but like, wait till you get to
We
the NFL. And he's supposed to be a top five draft pick, I
top
believe.
like number one, I think.
Oh, good lord. Okay, so then who's gonna draft him then? Let's see. Most
If the
likely, well,
Giants,
obviously,
if the Giants draft him, that's
geez.
on the left.
Yeah, we'll see. But I guess another big upset, if you want to call it an upset, was, oh, excuse me, BYU losing to Arizona State 23-28.
Yeah, that was
And then,
BYU. BYU was is it top 15. Let me.
yeah, I think so. They're at
They
14.
were ranked. They were ranked. They were ranked.
Yeah, they're 14. They lost to 21 ranked Arizona State.
Yeah, they were ranked 14. They ain't gonna be ranked no more.
Nope. And number 16, Colorado, Mr. Deion Sanders, primetime's team gets absolutely walloped by Kansas, 37-21. So some parity in the CFP, but not a whole lot. Texas A&M losing to Auburn. Texas A&M going to fall out of favor now. I don't believe they will. They might stay in the top 25.
Yeah, A&M.
Highly doubtful, but a lot of
That
people.
was a blunder. Oh my
I
god,
watched that game, dude.
that ending. They blundered it. They messed
He got
up.
to catch the ball. He got to catch the ball. It was in his
Your
hands
hands
too.
are freeze and use them.
Well, what my biggest pet peeve is like the game ends like that and you rush. Okay, I've never been on this, but being on the opposing side of it, when the fans rush the field, it's annoying because they run into you. Like you're trying to just get off the field. Like if you're an opposing player, get off the field. So if people like start running into me, I'm just gonna start shoving them over at this point.
No, don't
Because
shove
I'm
him
like, just get
over.
out of my way, dude. Like I'm trying to get to my locker
Like,
room.
move.
Literally, like you're in my way. But Texas A&M. So now a lot of people I read that are A&M fans are trying to sell their tickets
Like jump
to the
ship.
Texas game. Yeah, because they're not going to be able to compete for the SEC championship. Basically, their entire like stats are out now that they did that.
Yeah, it's gonna be
The
one of
percentage, I guess, the percentage chance of them making it is almost empty, zero.
oh look, we'll see how that game plays out, even though it might be a disaster. But
Well, what's crazy is what is it? The 28th is so on Thursday is the is
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving to hope everyone that is watches this has a happy Thanksgiving
And
ha-
hold on. I think there's something else going on that day too. It's 28th.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
my
Do you want me
Jordan.
to say it? Do you want me to say it or do you want to say it?
I mean, it's my birthday, so hey, gonna be
Yeah,
eating good that day. So
I remember. Yeah, I remember. I remember.
no, he didn't.
How old are you turning now, old man?
23, man.
Oh,
Uh,
I forgot. I'm older than you.
yeah, by like a month. But
Yeah,
oh,
but it doesn't look like it because I'm a preteen. You look like you're going through your second divorce.
huh? You know, and that's why I'm shaving my hair. I'm going back to the woods.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair. But
but
I hope you have a happy. Everyone has a happy holidays. Hope you have a great birthday, Trey. I will send you my autographed Kirk Cousins jersey so you can remember
I'm
how many
burnt.
times he beat you.
Oh my God, you're so stupid for that.
Bro, I honestly, low key, I wonder if you like sent an email to Jerry Jones, like, "Hey, Jerry, it's my birthday. I want an autograph from you." He'd send one.
You know that? Okay.
Bro, he would literally would. You know why? Because that's the kind of ego he has.
Yeah, and like Jerry was like probably like low key pissed out that we won. I was like why? Why?
No, Jerry is he's like inside his boot, like internally he's probably pissed, but outside he's be like, "Yeah, I always knew I believed in this team." It's like, no, you didn't, Jerry. You were getting ready to blow it up.
Because like my thing is, I mean, the last part of the game, we were playing really good defense, and then like the last possession, we went
Yeah,
into prevent for some weird reason. Don't know why we changed.
every team does it.
Yeah, I know every team does it, but like the way that we were running it, this is like didn't look good at all. And like this, it will lead to a quick touchdown with like 3 minutes to go.
My my thing about that with that game was, to me at least, it said more about the Commanders than it did about y'all, because y'all really weren't expected to win that game, and no one's like really surprised that you did.
Yeah,
It's so
everyone was. I'm
it's a
like,
weird thing like that. It's like I didn't expect you to win, but then again, I didn't expect you to fail. I expect you to have a competitive game, as you usually do. But I missed the days when you guys used to play on Thanksgiving. It was either the Lions used to play, which was always a good game, or you would play
no,
the Command.
no, we still do.
No, I know, but you always play the Lions or the
No, we don't. We never played the Lions. It's always like we're both at home.
yeah, or you'd play the Commanders on Thanksgiving, and those were the best games. But because I remember back when I was a kid, it used to always be the two Thanksgiving games like every year was always it was pretty similar. It was always
Detroit
Pack
versus.
Packers Detroit
Yeah,
was always a game, no matter how good or bad they were, and it was always Commanders Cowboys or as Cowboys
Giants or Eagles.
Giants Eagles, yeah. And those were good Thanksgiving games. The last time the Commanders played the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, I want to say it was 20.
2020. It was last year. It was last year.
Oh yeah, it was last year,
Ron
but like
Bland broke the record,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But the last
and
time the
like yeah, and like that called by Jim Nance, Chef Kiss. I got goosebumps, dude.
oh yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
was like
yeah.
this is history. Like I can get goosebumps now just like going back at it and like this is history. We'll
We're
bring
going to the Super Bowl.
championship. Ah! Okay, don't bring up the Super Bowl. That was low. But but yeah, I mean, once our defense gets in check, because like Diggs is probably gonna be playing. 'Cause I know Diggs didn't play today, but Diggs is probably gonna play on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I
But
that's probably smart to keep him out this game, in
and
my opinion. It was.
so guess what? We're gonna win. We're probably gonna win on Thanksgiving, and then we play Cincinnati. We're probably gonna beat Cincinnati because I don't know. We don't know yet.
Yeah,
But then we play Carolina in Carolina. But because Bryce Young was balling today, but we don't know. We
yeah.
just gotta play it out.
The last time that the not besides last year, obviously, the last time the uh Cowboys and Commanders met on Thanksgiving was 2018,
Oh,
and
the Cooper game. That's when
yep,
Cooper showed out. Yep.
the main quarterback for the Commanders at the time was Colt McCoy,
Oh yeah,
and
that's when like they were like jumping like
yeah,
from quarterback to quarterback.
yeah, and they had their main rusher at that point was Adrian Peterson.
Yep. Old AP. Old
And that
AP.
was the game where the Commanders almost won because McCoy decided to turn into Texas mode and decided to throw two touchdowns back to back, and then he threw a third interception at the end of the game. But that's
Oh
not the
yeah,
point.
that 2018 for the Cowboys was really weird because we started out the year 3-5, then finished the season 10-6.
It seems to be happening again. Just gonna say it seems to be happening again.
Nah, it might not happen. I mean, hey, as a Cowboy fan, I would love to see us like win games, but at the same time, for future wise, no,
No.
because I want us to have a good draft pick for the future. I want us to try to grab a good offensive lineman, either
Yeah.
good offensive lineman, a good running back, a good wide receiver, and that's like a good like win. That's a win draft pick for me.
I saw a theory, if you want to call it that. It's probably not the right word for it, but where the plan would have been if Cooper Rush wasn't playing as good as he was. The plan was to cut Trey Lance,
Get Daniel Jones.
which makes sense. Oh no, I you saw the Photoshop of Daniel Jones on the website. We all saw it.
Yeah, I mean,
He,
yeah, I
he
saw it
they're
too.
not gonna but they're not gonna sign him, obviously.
They're not gonna. No.
No. But the plan is at the end of the season, they stick with Dak because they have to. They're anchored to his ass. You have Cooper Rush as your backup, but who becomes your third string? Well, if nobody takes him in the later rounds, if you're the mid round pick, the Texas drafts Quinn Ewers. Dallas drafts Quinn Ewers, and now he's your third string, could outplay Cooper Rush, and now your backup is Quinn Ewers because Jerry loves that Texas connection for whatever godforsaken reason. But Jerry also went to people forget Jerry went to the University of Oklahoma.
Yep.
So Jerry loves his Oklahoma quarterbacks. Why do you think he wanted Baker Mayfield when he was available?
Even though
He really want. I remember he really wanted Baker Mayfield.
if that didn't
Yep.
work out, Baker would be a hell of a quarterback here right now.
Yeah.
But
I remember back when he really aggressively pursued Johnny Manziel. Thank God Steven Jones stopped him from doing that.
oh my god, please. Monday.
Right there, that proved to me that Steven needs to be the GM, stopping his own father from drafting Johnny.
See, that's the thing. Like Steven, I know he's up there, he's the executive. I just because like runs the whole thing. He's the owner, GM, everything.
Yeah,
Steven, he's just the exec. Kind of like if whenever Jerry like goes out, it's gonna be Steven. But I want Steven to like become the man that runs everything. Jerry
yeah,
stick to like doing the owner stuff, make money, which I said what you're good at, and Steven lets you run the whole thing. Like GM be
yeah.
everything. And it's just like it just sucks because like it's gotten to a point where Jerry he's his ego and he's too stubborn to like notice that like, hey, I can't do this.
But but knowing Jerry, I could, and I hate saying this, I think I've said it before, but I could legitimately see Jerry being a stubborn old man and being like, no, I'm not going to name my son. I'm going to name some random executive that nobody knew about in the organization as like the new owner or GM or something. And Steven's just going to stay where he's at.
Yep.
And then the day that Jerry dies will be the day that Steven takes over, if I'm correct. Unless he would it go to Steven automatically, or he doesn't have a Jerry doesn't have a wife, does he? Is he divorced?
YouTube, but I think
If
either
he still has a wife, I
I mean,
think it
I'm
goes to
not too
next.
sure. Like, hey, I'm not too sure. I mean, she, of course, like, if Stevens like was there, like,
Yeah, yeah.
likely, but it was probably like,
We'll see. But that's the big soap opera. But we kind of got away from what we're talking about. But the Vikings won somehow versus Caleb Williams because they muffed the onside kick, which shouldn't have happened, but it did. We're gonna move past it. And then in overtime, the dumbest play I ever saw from Caleb Williams. Not Caleb Williams, but just the play calling in general. It they they probably could have kicked a field goal and put them up by 3. But penalties are killer for them, and I think they got a 15-yard penalty for like holding or something. And I was like, well, that puts them out of field goal range, so they got a punt. And then I was like, oh man, we're down to the 3-yard line. We got this. We're gonna no false start, offensive holding, 20 yards. I'm like,
dude, y'all doing it to yourselves.
we're Vikings. I'm like Vikings gonna Viking. This is how it ends. And then luckily TJ Hawkinson, who I tried to pick up on my fantasy team because my entire team's out, um, gets a 27-yard dime from Darnold down to the 9-yard line, and then they kneel it down, run out the time, kick the field goal and win. But I was just like, dude, they were the reason the Bears lost this game. Their defense has been great for them. That's the main reason they're 4-8 right now. 4 of their wins have come mainly from their defense.
Yep.
But they were so concerned with covering JJ that they forgot about Jalen
As
Naylor. They forgot about Addison. They forgot about Hawkinson. And they were basically able to run wild. And that's how that ended. Was with a big win. And now if it weren't for the Lions having an absolute Super Bowl favorite year, we could easily be at the top of the division. And
oh
unfortunately,
yeah,
we're probably
because
just
that's
gonna.
the thing, because y'all division is so good. I mean, I know Chicago's like 4-8, but y'all's division is really, really good. Because
Yeah,
like, um, Philadelphia got to play one of like either probably y'all
yeah,
most likely, and then either Seattle or Arizona, because whoever wins that game today is gonna be number one. So
yeah,
it's pretty much like up to like matchups, because like
yeah.
Seattle can play Green Bay, and then Seattle can somehow beat Green Bay, because it's gonna be in
Yeah.
Seattle because since like the divisional champions. So and then NFC South, Atlanta sliding, and then Tampa Bay is slowly coming back, and then well, we'll see. It's gonna be interesting.
Speaking of teams that are sliding, the Timberwolves are sliding 8-7, and the Mavs not doing much better at 9-7.
Hey, we won 4 straight. Hey, I'm not gonna say no. The last time I did say something, we went on a losing streak. So, but hey, we're doing better than before. But
They're currently the Timberwolves are currently down 4 to the Celtics with 2:29 left in the fourth. Still some time, obviously a lot of time for them to get back. But the Mavs and Heat do play at 5 o'clock tonight. I believe that is a qualifier still.
It's not a qualifier. They're not in the same group, but it's still a huge game nonetheless. But Jimmy Butler's playing, and but yeah, it's still gonna be a good game though.
Yeah, and the 76ers just absolutely falling apart. And
All
I'm
that.
good. I'm happy to see Joel Embiid finally get ripped on like he deserved to be.
Dude, yeah, that's the thing, because like the way like he's going along with like how he's like, acting, like no, you can't win like that. And
Dude,
like I just
we
feel
always
I
knew,
just
but
feel bad for Tyrese.
we always knew that he was like this. Like he's always been a flopper. He's always been lazy.
No, I just couldn't watch him play. Like I can't
He
be a
just
fan watching him play.
he
It's hard.
he foul bait. The fact that he was in MVP conversations that one year, I think was it last year, the year before. The fact that he was an
No,
MVP.
no. He pretty much saying like here, dude, dang, like here. The NBA was like here, like here's your MVP, go.
Did Embiid get the MVP?
And in 2022 and 2023, yeah,
He won back to back.
no. The one year Jokic, I actually thought Jokic was gonna win it. Was
That was the year he
2022,
won.
2023.
That
He
was
should
the year he
have
won.
won that one. But because last year it should have gone to either Luca or Shea, not Jokic. Because Jokic was kind of like just going along with it, and they just had the second seed,
Yeah,
and the Mavericks had the fifth seed. That's the main reason why Luca didn't win.
yeah. Man,
Yeah,
that's tough to think of Joel Embiid having an MVP, but that's depressing. But hopefully, with not depressing stuff, we will. Some big news is going to be announced hopefully soon on either our Instagram or our YouTube. We'll let you know once we get off this episode. We'll be discussing it from behind the scenes, but lots of things are already happening with the Sports Ramble podcast. We're looking to always brighten our horizons and expand in ways that we probably couldn't do in our regular brand. But with a minute left here, Trey, some final thoughts on the NFL season. Cowboys playoff contenders? Question mark.
no. Um,
For the sake
as
of all
as
Cowboys
much
fans, no.
I'm a Cowboy fan, I don't see the reason why not to, because our season is pretty much over. And plus, like if we do make the playoffs, Dak's not going to be there, and Cooper might like crap himself like in the bed.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, hey, like I'm glad we got the win, but at the same time, like we just gotta know the bigger picture, the bigger picture here. Like, hey, let's not win too many games. We gotta focus on the future.
Yeah. But
So,
with that, that'll be all for our episode 14 of the Spanish Word Podcast. As always, Trey Williams joins me. I'm Matthew Wagner, and we'll see you guys next week.
all right, see you.